While many service workers may not be directly involved in dishwashing procedures, it is important they understand the basic principles of the operation so they can assist in identifying and rectifying possible problems. This unit presents the correct procedures for washing, rinsing, sanitizing, drying, and storing ware: dishes, pots, pans, cooking utensils, and cutleries. Microbes can be transmitted from a person's mouth, lips, and hands onto the utensils. Food and other deposits such as lipstick, chewing gum can also be left behind on the utensils. The cleaning and sanitizing of soiled objects should be performed as soon as possible after use. Deposits and soil encourage the survival of microbes that can be passed on to the next customer or food service worker. There are a number of chemicals, methods, and mechanical equipment available to make the task much easier and produce clean results. Results are achieved in two important stages: cleaning the ware, washing and removing soil on the ware, and sanitizing, reducing the bacterial contamination of the ware to a safe level. Correct test methods and concentrations for chemical sanitizers are also covered in this unit. Taking precautions when cleaning electrical equipment and handling waste materials and garbage completes the topics in this unit. While discussing the processes involved in cleaning, potential illness, injuries, and prevention methods are also presented. Procedures for proper ware washing. The following procedures are common for all ware washing, whether manual or mechanical: organizing, scraping and pre-soaking, sorting and racking, washing, rinsing, sanitizing, and air drying. Organizing. Good organization is important for cleaning and sanitizing ware. Workers should check for appropriate cleaning supplies, detergents, rinse agents, sanitizers, plastic scouring pads, brushes, and etc. They should have enough for the task at hand. Ensure that hot water is available for manual and mechanical washing. In some cases, booster heat is required. Wipers or dish rags should not be used to wash the ware. Grease is difficult to remove if the water is less than 45 degrees Celsius. Very hot water improves action of detergents. However, wash water that is too hot encourages food to stick onto dishware. Scraping and pre-soaking. Scraping and pre-soaking soiled ware reduces the food particles before the cleaning and sanitizing procedures begin. Such materials such as leftovers, straws, and lemons should be discarded before putting the wares into the machine or first sink. Use hot water and good friction with nylon brushes or pads. Soak flatware and utensils for 10 to 15 minutes in a bus pan of hot water and a commercial soaking chemical. Pre-soak dirty pots and pans, especially those with baked-on grease. They may require soaking in warm soapy water for 10 to 30 minutes. Sorting and racking. Sorting and racking should be done so that the items of the same size or shape can be washed together. Place utensils business end up. Washing. The procedures for washing take the form of manual washing or mechanical washing. For manual washing, use a good detergent and change water frequently. For mechanical washing, we're going to look at mechanical washing a little later on. Rinsing. When rinsing, it is important to remove and rinse detergent to help the sanitizing procedure in the next step. When detergents and sanitizers are mixed, they lose their effectiveness. And sanitizing, whether manual or mechanical, requires very hot water or chemicals, disinfectants, to remove and reduce microbes to a safe level. Sanitizing can be done in one of two ways: with hot water temperature or chemical sanitizer. The hot water temperature, hot rinsing water at 82 degrees Celsius for 10 seconds is not normally done in manual washing operations because of the dangerously high temperature. If a special dip tank or sink equipped with racks is available, this procedure is possible in a manual washing operation, but the temperature must be maintained by a booster and the utensils must be immersed for 30 seconds. Lower temperatures at 77 degrees Celsius are acceptable, providing immersion lasts for 2 minutes. Water temperature of the sanitizing procedure should be sufficient to allow the ware to rapidly air dry. Rinse agents may be added to speed drying and reduce spotting. You could also use a chemical sanitizer. So chemical sanitizer are used in manual washing or low temperature machines and bar washers. Check the chemicals Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS before handling. Do not mix different sanitizers together. Mixing chemicals can be dangerous. Water temperature must be 60 degrees Celsius except in glass washers. Immerse with no air pockets. For manual washing, chemical sanitizing solutions should take at least 2 minutes in the third sink. If the item is to be sanitized cannot be immersed in a chemical sanitizer, the chemical strength should be doubled and sprayed or swabbed into the equipment. So here's an example of what the sorting and racking will look like. All those plates are the same size, which allows for them to be cleaned easily together. Hot water is very important. Remember, we want 82 degrees Celsius for sanitizing of at least 10 seconds and 30 seconds with cutlery. There are 3 chemicals commonly used for sanitizing. They are chlorine, iodine, or quartz. Chlorine, or household bleach, is used at 28 milliliters per 4.5 liters of warm water, or 100 parts per million in manual sanitizing, or 50 parts per million for mechanical sanitizing. This amount can be tested by using chlorine test paper available from a chemical supplier. Test papers are extremely sensitive to ultraviolet light and moisture. They should be replaced every 6 months. Iodine is added to rinse water until it is a khaki brown. The color is the best indicator of strength, 12.5 to 25 parts per million. Test kits and tablets are available for testing iodine concentration. Fresh chemicals should be obtained for every 4 to 6 months. Quaternary ammonium, or quartz. Quartz is a relatively non-corrosive, but foams excessively and may cause rinsing problems in mechanical washing. Quaternary ammonia products are effective when used at 200 parts per million. Quartz is difficult to test and should be used according to the manufacturer's label. Quartz should not be doubled as it may be toxic. Air drying. Drain boards should be cleaned, made of sanitized stainless steel or plastic laminate, and sloped before drainage into the sink or machine. Ware should be dried and cooled before storage. Glassware should be left in the racks and stored or placed business end down on trays lined with sanitized bar matting. Wares should never be hand toweled. Even clean towels may be laden with microbes, which will contaminate the utensils. Flatware should not be hand dried or polished. To avoid contamination, hands should be washed before handling clean utensils. When cooled, flatware should be sorted by the handle, and placed in a sanitized flatware bin with handle towards the user. Storing sanitized ware. Store 15 centimeters off the floor, away from dust, garbage, foods, or splashes. Clean and sanitize racks and shelving regularly, including bar matting and special carts. Handle ware with clean hands. Remove unclean ware and re-wash. There are 2 different types of systems for cleaning dishware, manual and mechanical. The size of the facility and operation will influence the system selected. Manual washing. 3 sinks are recommended for manual washing. 1 for washing, 2 for rinsing, and 3 for sanitizing. You will also need a place to air dry the ware. So the scrape and sort would occur over here where this pot is. You'd wash in the first sink, rinse in hot water in the second sink, sanitize over in this sink, and then things would dry over here. Washing. The water should be changed frequently and have a temperature of 45 degrees Celsius or higher. Soaking and cleaning agents such as detergent, acid cleaner, or an abrasive cleaner are used to help loosen soil. Abrasive scouring sponges may scratch and should not be used. The more muscle friction, the cleaner the utensils. Rinsing. The second sink is filled with hot tap water. Utensils are rinsed off in the rinse sink before being placed in the third sanitizing sink. Removing detergents and remaining food particles that inhibit the sanitizing process are essential for the reduction of microbes. Sanitizing. Use of chemical disinfectants in water with a temperature of 45 degrees Celsius or higher and soak for 2 minutes to allow the chemical contact time. And then it should be air dried. Mechanical dishwashers. A mechanical dishwasher uses jets of hot water at a minimum of 60 degrees Celsius and chemicals to loosen and remove soil. Dishwashers have some disadvantages, such as damaging to aluminum utensils when chlorinated detergents are used. After rinsing, sanitizing is usually accomplished using hot water at a minimum of 82 degrees Celsius for 10 seconds. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's operating instructions for daily cleaning and regular maintenance. They include draining and cleaning the wash tank, scrubbing inside the hood, and inspecting wash ports and rinse jets for soiling. The door should be left open when the machine is not in use. This will help air out the machine and eliminate odor and moistures. Ensure that water is 60 degrees Celsius for machine washing. The rinse cycle temperature will vary with the design of the machine. Check the manufacturer's data plate for this information. If the water temperature booster is necessary for the machine, it should be turned on well in advance to allow it to heat up. Racks should not be overcrowded. Invert all cups, bowls, and glasses so water can clean the interior. Pre-soak cutlery and mix to stop nesting and maximize the water flow. After sorting into special baskets, the cutlery should be re-washed. When baskets are used, business ends should be up. The manufacturer's directions will specify detergent requirements. Mechanical washers rinse utensils automatically with hot water or chemical sanitizers. Glass washers require daily cleaning as outlined in the manufacturer's manual. The machine should be drained and the tank cleaned and rinsed. Any racks or plugs should be removed and scrubbed with brush and detergent. They should be air dried before replacing. Doors should be left open. The wash cycle is very short, normally 30 to 40 seconds. Hot water, 60 degrees Celsius, with a good commercial detergent is essential for optimum results. Glass washers use cold rinse waters because hot rinse waters leave glasses too warm for immediate use. The cold water rinses down glassware. This is then followed by the cold water and chemical sanitizing cycle. In most instances, the complete process takes less than 1 minute. Glass washers will not remove dried-on sugar, cream, or juices unless the glassware has been soaked or cleaned with a brush first. Wipers or dish rags are not recommended because they become microbe-laden and spread pathogens. A real case of the dishwasher. Hepatitis A was diagnosed in a restaurant dishwasher. Over several weeks, hepatitis A was diagnosed in 110 persons, including 4 waitresses who had eaten at the restaurant. 2 people died. Using chemicals during cleanup. If workers do not use chemicals safely, they may suffer immediate symptoms of dizziness, nausea, itchy eyes, itchy skin, burns, or long-term health problems such as dermatitis, lung disease, or cancer. Types of chemicals food handlers may come in contact with are sink cleaners, oven cleaners, dishwasher soap, stainless steel cleaners, bleaches, food cleaners, or degreasers. Workers must follow safe handling procedures for chemicals developed by their employer. All workers must be trained in Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System, or WHMIS, for the chemicals they used. A trained WHMIS worker can answer 4 questions about each chemical in use. What are the hazards if the product in use? How do you protect yourself? What should you do in case of an emergency or spill? Where do you go for more information? Clean in place. Clean in place refers to all equipment or utensils that comes in contact with food. Ensure lockout procedures are applied before cleaning and servicing equipment. Lockout means turning off the equipment, switching off the power at its source, such as the electrical breaker, applying locks to the source, testing the equipment to verify that the equipment has been de-energized. Infrequently used or stored equipment should be cleaned and sanitized before using. Equipment and utensils used for continuous preparation or service should be sanitized at scheduled intervals according to their type and use. Refer to the employer's manual. Cleaning electrical equipment. Food processing equipment such as deep fat fryers and other electrical equipment may be the plug-in type or permanently connected hardwired. Check with the supervisor to determine the procedure and read the manufacturer's instructions. Because food is so easily contaminated, all such equipment should be cleaned and sanitized regularly. Prior to cleaning and servicing, check with written lockout procedures. For plug-in equipment, turn off the equipment and pull plug. Keep the plug within your sight and control, or apply a locking cap over the end. Test the on-off button to make sure the lockout is effective. For permanently connected or hardwired equipment, turn off and disconnect the equipment from the power source. Switch off the breaker at the electrical panel. Apply a personal lock to the emergency isolating device or breaker. Test on and off buttons to make sure the lockout is effective. When you're cleaning a deep fat fryer, cool the oil before removing it. Wear personal protective equipment, goggles, and face shield, long oil-resistant gloves, oil-resistant apron to cover your legs, closed-toed sturdy shoes with non-slip soles. Do not overfill with oil when you are done. Use the drain spout of the fryer and open slowly. When you're cleaning ovens, most oven cleaners are extremely corrosive and workers are required to wear safety eyewear and protective rubber or synthetic gloves and aprons when using these chemicals. In some applications, workers may need respirators. Follow WorkSafe procedures developed by the employer. When cleaning large areas, floors, walls, and surfaces. Cleaning large areas in an establishment can increase the chances of getting into a hazardous situation. Workers who walk on wet surfaces are at risks, so is the person who does the cleaning. Floors that are greasy or wet, cluttered, obstructed, or have flooring that is not well tacked down are hazardous. These hazards are the main causes of slips, trips, and falls. When working in an area that requires frequent cleaning, make sure to clean the floors on a regular basis, clean up and spills right away, use salt on grease spills or oil that cannot be cleaned up immediately, locate warning signs in wet, damp, or just cleaned areas, place non-slip mats in appropriate areas, wear closed-toed sturdy shoes with non-slip sole. A real-life case, a slicer injury. While cleaning a meat slicer, a worker slipped on a piece of plastic wrap that was on the floor. Her body fell forward into a slicer which was not locked out. Her finger was amputated by the sharp blade. Another real case. Slips and burns. While cleaning the restaurant, an employee slipped on a tile floor contaminated with oil and water. As he fell, he pulled the deep fat fryer over. He suffered extensive burns requiring skin grafts. A second worker received splash burns to her legs, and a third worker received minor burns while attempting rescue. Collecting biohazardous material. Cuts or nosebleeds can cause spills of blood that requires cleanup. Human blood and body fluid can contain blood-borne pathogens that can cause serious diseases such as hepatitis B and HIV. Treat all blood and bodily fluids as potentially infectious. Precautions need to be taken to avoid contact during cleanup of body fluids or removing sharp objects that may have deposits of blood-borne pathogens. Although it is not a frequent activity, it may occur. To avoid illness or injury, wear puncture and liquid-resistant gloves. Use disposable towels for cleanup. Disinfect the area with a solution of 1 part bleach to 10 parts water and leave the solution on for 10 minutes. Broken glass or ware should be separated for safe disposal. Handle with tongs only and place in a cut-resistant container such as a box. When discarding or collecting garbage, wear puncture and liquid-resistant gloves. Use tools to pick up spilled garbage, not your hands. Do not reach into any area or container if you cannot see the contents. Use waterproof garbage bags and handle the garbage as little as possible. Be alert for sharp items sticking out of the bag. Do not let the garbage bags get too full. Leave enough space at the top for easy closing. Carry the bags by the top of the bag away from your body. Do not place one hand underneath the bag to support it. Do not compress garbage. If workers do not get stuck or are in contact with something that could be contaminated with bloodborne pathogens, they must tell a supervisor immediately and will need to visit an emergency room within 2 hours.